בעצם היום הזה הוציא בני ישראל מארץ מצרים וגומר. On this very day, Hashem took out the sons of Israel from the land of Mitzrayim and so forth. Inezeh pasuk nechbal beis pamim. Now this verse is said twice. ובינתיים נאמר ליל שימורים הוא להוויה להוציאה מארץ מצרים וגומר. In between it says that this is the night of guarding for Hashem to take them out of the land of Mitzrayim and so forth. V'gam lahavin ma'u shimurim. Also, what does it mean that these are this is a night of guardings? Havi lilomar shamor. It should have just said guarded. V'gam mashikos v'achar kach hu halayla hazel Hashem shum yusar. Also, this that it says that this is the night for Hashem, which is extra. V'gam lama chazar lomar shimurim. Also, why does it say another time again? Guardings. And what's seen from what's written, Mimitzrayim shaykh bebechinas laila bebechinas yom. The going out of Mitzrayim is something that can happen during the night and during the day. And like the Ramban writes on this very day, and this is what he says. That since it says that it's a night of guardings for Hashem, to take them out of the land of Mitzrayim, it comes again and says and explains that they did not leave at all during the nighttime, but rather they were given permission to leave, and they were free. But on that very day, that's when they left the entire borders of the land of Egypt. And that's the end of the quote. And Gemara Brachos, on the verse that Hashem took you out, Hashem, your Elokecha, took you out of Mitzrayim in the nighttime. Ki b'layla yitzo, v'halo lo yitzo el b'yom. So v'chi b'layla yitzo, did they go out at night? V'halo lo yitzo el b'yom, but they only went out during the day. Shneamar mimacharas Pesach, yitzo b'nei Yisrael mimacharas Pesach, yitzo b'nei Yisrael, that after the Pesach, that's when after the Korban Pesach, the night. That's when Bnei Israel went out b'yad Ramah with a high hand. Elam alam she'yischil alehem geula min be'erev ad kan l'shono. But rather, this teaches us that the redemption started from the evening. And this is mentioned in the Mamar. And therefore, as I just said, that we mention Yitzias Mitzrayim in the nighttime, and that is to say, also in the nighttime. Because the Geula started then. Kihine Kemoshi Yitzias Mitzrayim Begashmius Haya Hascholam and Ba'erev Gmar Bayom. And now, just like going out of Mitzrayim physically, the beginning was in the evening, and the completion was during the day. Kachine Nodesh B'chol Dor Vador Chayav Adam Liros Esatzmo B'chol Yom. So to it's known that every generation a person is obligated to see themselves every day, ki ilu hu es yitzias Mitzrayim, as if it is now the time of going out of Mitzrayim. The kamosh yesh Mitzrayim lamata kach yesh l'mayla beruchnius, that just like you have Mitzrayim below, so you have a spiritual Mitzrayim. V'gam afil b'kedusha yesh bechina shenikra Mitzrayim, and so too even in holiness there's a concept that's called Mitzrayim. And you can have the concept of going out of that Mitzrayim to a land that's good and wide. And you have to have this idea every day. And that is because the exile of Mitzrayim in the Klippa, that's the attachment to the foolishness, the meaningless things of this world. And this is graded from the spiritual holy concept of Mitzrayim, which is the idea of the boundary of the neck, hama'akev umonea hiskalus ora Hashem, atzeis me'hahelem vehester shebemocho el giloi halev, and that is that which prevents and holds back the revelation of Hashem's light to come out from the hidden and the concealed state in the mind to a revealed state in the heart. That even though you understand and contemplate in your mind the greatness of Hashem, does not come from this, the emotional arousal of the heart. And the heart is still desiring desires of this world. And therefore, from the Mitzrayim of holiness gradates the Mitzrayim in Klippa. That's how it is in terms of holiness. But then there's the Klippa that is also a similar idea. It's the attachment of the heart to the meaningless things of this world. And that's why you have to have the going out of Mitzrayim every day to a land that's good and wide, which is a concept of love of pleasures. And therefore it's called a land that flows with milk and honey, like it says in the Mamar, how you have to remember what Amalek did to you. So why is the land of Israel called the flowing with milk and honey? Because it corresponds with the love of pleasures, the love for Hashem, either in holiness that you break through the Meitzar Garon, or in Klippa that you no longer desire matters of this world, but desire instead matters of holiness. And on this kind of going out of Mitzrayim, it says that we mention going out of Mitzrayim in the nighttime. That there's a concept of going out of Mitzrayim that's still called nighttime. So you have two concepts in going out of Mitzrayim. You have out of Klippa and in Kedusha. So it's like the nighttime and the daytime. And you have many night times, more than one. Because you all have also in the nighttime two concepts, Leil v'Layla. You have the night called Leil and the night called Laila. Like it says, a Leil of guardings. Hu halayla. It is the nighttime with an extra hay. It is the Laila. And all of this is still the beginning of going out of Mitzrayim. But the main concept of going out of Mitzrayim is when it becomes the daytime. That just like you have physical night and day, so do you have in your service of Hashem the nighttime and the daytime. And this is what it's written, that my soul desires you in the nighttime. And that is to say that the night, that the love which is called my soul desires you, that's called the nighttime, in comparison to the great love with self-sacrifice, that would be the daytime. So that my soul desires you, but Laila, that's the level of Laila. Because what does it mean, my soul desires you? And look in Chayav Lebesume, and that is because that you love the Creator because He is your soul. And that is to say that He enlivens them all. That just like the body loves and desires the life of the soul, love. And when a person is weak and has difficulties, so and pained. So if a person desires that their souls should return to them in the normal way, because they don't feel alive, but rather for the soul, that a person only feels life from the soul. So too we are obligated to love the Creator, may be blessed, that is our soul, who enlivens us, that He may be blessed is the life of life, the soul of souls, and so forth. The soul to the soul. So just like we love our soul, so too we love the soul to the soul. The real life force. And even though this is a great love, just like the person loves their own life of their soul, that certainly that's a great love. And everything a person has, they would give up for the sake of their soul to stay alive. And like it says in another place, that certainly the love of one's life, of being alive, is greater than all the loves of all the other pleasures. That even if they would give you all the pleasures in this world in such a way that you would have to die afterwards, a person would not want that. And exactly the opposite, a person would be willing to accept many difficult pains, with many different kinds of doctoring and healing, only to stay alive. And this, that he doesn't feel the pleasure of life. So and the reason a person isn't aware of it, it's because it's a constant pleasure, this pleasure of being alive. And a constant pleasure isn't a pleasure. You don't feel it. And so too, when you love the Creator, similarly, who is the life of life, in general, and the life of your soul in particular, it is certainly a great love. Like we said, in the mashal of desiring to be alive, but just like you don't recognize the life, the pleasure in being alive because it's constant. So you have to be careful that when you contemplate about this love for Hashem, who is your life, it shouldn't be like that. So it shouldn't be al derech tainug t'midi, sheinu tainug, this constant pleasure that's not a pleasure. Rather, it should be a pleasure that you feel. And that's like the statement of our sages, that every day it needs to be like something new to you. Because in His goodness He enlivens and renews every day continuously the works of creation. That every single moment you have a new life force coming from Him. May be blessed to enliven your soul, and so to the entire world. And therefore, when a person contemplates about this, it won't be like this constant pleasure. Since every single hour you need to receive, since every moment you're receiving a new life force from His wisdom, may be blessed. And therefore a person will be nullified from all physical and spiritual pleasures in comparison to this pleasure. Because the pleasure of being alive is greater than all the other pleasures. So when you recognize the pleasure in being alive from Hashem, who is the soul of your soul, so that'll certainly be a greater pleasure than all the other pleasures, physical and spiritual. And that's why the Torah says that you should choose life. You should choose this concept. So that is to say that that he may be blessed is the life force, is the life of your soul. And that's why the Torah says, and why are you choosing life? Because he is your life. So it fits into the words in the pshat very nicely. So again, this is the concept of nafshי v'sicha. It's all the concept of the Laila, and there's also the concept of the day.